introduce you if you haven't seen this guy here. Tom Oreck, welcome back.
Thank you,
How
Dan.
are you, sir?
I'm great. Good
How's
to see
your
you.
dad doing?
He's doing great. 91, going strong.
Well, we know the Oreck family name as the folks who helped us to clean our home.
Right.
Your vacuum cleaners are legendary, known worldwide. What people don't realize is that we have to clean the air in our home.
Right.
It's one thing to dust, it's another thing to vacuum, but the air in our homes can be so many more times polluted than outdoors, and especially this time of year with the furnaces on and the windows closed.
Absolutely. The EPA says indoor air pollution is much worse than outdoor air pollution. And even though you can't see it, the allergens you're breathing, the reality is these are things you don't want to be breathing. And with an Oreck air purifier, with this Truman cell, which we'll talk about, you basically use the Truman cell air purifier as a filter instead of your lungs.
And
where would it go?
It works. Now, let me tell you a couple stories, and price is going to be an important factor here because you just don't find this price. We have 2 units that are available. They both work exceptionally well, and they're both identical. But we do have one that's in the bronze, very, very limited. We have fewer than 100 of these remaining, and then they are gone.
Right.
We can't get them back in. I can tell you from experience, I have the platinum unit in my office at home. These units clean the air differently than any other purification systems that we offer. This was developed by our U.S. Navy to use in their nuclear submarine fleet.
Right, which is a place where clean air really matters. They're underwater for months at a time. And the reason is, Dan, one of the things is this Truman cell, which is one of the things that's unique about this unit. This is a filter that never has to be replaced. You just wash it and keep on using it.
So I have basically any additional expense.
That's right. I mean, now there's a charcoal filter that comes with it, which is an odor reducer, which you do replace, but you don't have to use this to clean the air. This does it, and by the way, the unit tells you when it's time to clean.
There's no guesswork. Money, price. The manufacturer's suggested retail price is $349 and change. The manufacturer is standing next to me. The guy is right here. Our price is $150 less than the manufacturer says should be charged for it. The shipping and handling, even that has been reduced. It was a much higher price before. That was $14.47. So if you're going to give the gift to someone, our parents, we concern ourselves as our folks get a little older. Children, they have smaller lungs.
Right.
People you love should be in a home that is free of these types of contaminants. Now, you filled this house with smoke.
Right, and in about 6 seconds, this will be completely clear. Now, what is happening is the Truman cell is capturing those allergens, which in this case is smoke that you can see, and taking it on the plate and then putting pure, fresh, clean air back in the room. There's a pre-filter, then there's the Truman cell, which is that permanent electronic precipitator is what it's called. Actually, then you have a charcoal filter, which is replaceable, that air revitalizer, which gives you that fresh after thunderstorm smell. And you know, it's interesting, again, people don't think about the air they breathe because it's just something you don't think about, but you should think about it. When you think about how much we spend to drink pure, fresh, clean water.
I agree.
What does it mean to breathe pure, fresh, clean air? And you know, it's interesting. This is a particle you can see. Think about the things that you can't see.
Okay, that's good. Very good point.
Dust mite allergens, mold spores, all kinds of things that this will help capture and take out of the air. And instead of using your lungs as a filter, you're using the Oreck with the Truman cell as a filter. You
and I were talking about surprises because it's an appliance, and you don't normally get all excited about an appliance.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is, I am a neat freak. You've known me for years. I am a royal pain in the patoot to live with. I am an absolute neat freak. We have 5 dogs in the house, and I was not aware that our home even had an odor because I lived there.
Right.
I put this unit in my office, and that was less than 30 days ago. And I would walk into my office the next day and go, wow.
Right.
Even the air felt fresher.
Right. It tastes fresher. It feels fresher. You know, it's interesting, Dan, walking around in the studio today before we came on air, people would come up to me and without asking would tell me what surprised them about using this air purifier, how quickly it worked. Or one person told me that they didn't realize it was working until they went and stayed in a hotel.
Right.
That sort of thing. So, if we can talk to anybody, I would love to talk to people who have this air purifier and tell us what surprised them about the way this works in their home.
I was truly amazed at how quick it worked. I picked mine up last time Tom was here on the air, And this is what will shock you.
Right, now here, this is a Truman cell that was in an air purifier that was being used for about 60 days. Okay. And I'm just gonna, normally you'd wash this in the sink, but I'm gonna put water through here. Notice what's coming out and then what's coming out down here.
And you can put it in the top rack of the dishwasher as well. I have not had to clean mine yet because it's only been in the house now for about 30 days. But look at that.
And look at what this is. Now think about it. We like to drink pure, fresh, clean water. Would you drink that? And of course you wouldn't, so why do you want to be breathing that? It's amazing. This is an amazing demonstration of what's coming out. We hear from people all the time that they use it for 30 days, 60 days, they wash this filter and they are amazed what came out that they would have been breathing instead. And by the way, if you want to prove it to yourself, one of the ways you can do this when you get home is think about some places where you get dust that you just take for granted. For example, dusting off the TV screen.
Okay.
You know, what that's on there. Or dusting your furniture. After you've been using the Oreck Air Purifier, you'll find you don't have to dust as often. You'll find that those particles, those allergens aren't sticking to the TV because they're coming into here instead.
For those people that we love, the idea that you can give them a gift that helps them to be more healthy and helps to control their environment, here's some of the things that this unit can pull out of the air.
Right.
These are microscopic.
Right, house dust, smoke, pollen grains, pet dander. Some of these things are things you can see. Many of them are things that you can't see. Okay, so we're back over here.
I'll tell you why. The bronze will go this morning. We have the platinum, we have the bronze. There's 2 dozen of the bronze left in our inventory. Once these are gone, we can't get them back in. This is Tom Oreck. It's his name as the company. If we could get more, we would. Our price is $150 less than the manufacturer's suggested retail price. Right. That's how dedicated QVC is and our relationship with this nice man that we can put them out there. But if you want the bronze, you pick it up.
And by the way, you noticed you can put this on a counter horizontally like this or stand it up vertically.
I have mine standing vertically,
You can put it in the corner of the room. It's attractive, but the idea of it is you can fit it anywhere in the room. It doesn't matter where it is, and it will do the job.
This demonstration is amazing. Dom's going to disappear behind smoke.
Right.
The smoke is in the front, here. You notice it's all completely clean air on the back.
Exactly. The point is what this is showing us is just how efficient this is. And this is with a particle or with an allergen you can see. Think about the things you can't see. It moves the air, it moves it quickly, it cleans in one pass, takes that allergen out and gives you clean air on the back side.
I should probably not. Now, by the way, the bronze is now gone. Completely gone. I probably should not admit this one on the air. But you know this. Every once in a while, and I don't condone this, I enjoy a good cigar.
I didn't know you were going to admit that.
I know. My wife hates cigar smoke. I had a complete cigar in my office the other day, and she didn't know. Usually, if I smoke a cigar in my office, my wife is upstairs going, well, I just told her. So, but I was amazed that, and I wasn't running around with cans of air spray and trying to do it. So this is a way of keeping your family's health better. When we asked Tom to show us a smoke chamber demo, I would have thought you would have gone to a smaller chamber.
Well, what we're showing you here, my dad has always said you've got to move the air to clean the air.
Right.
And what we did is this is an 8-foot ceiling right there, and notice how this
Standard
is pulling that smoke down from up there.
All the way from the ceiling.
And clean that air. So basically it will change the air in the entire room. It pulls the air in to clean that air. You have to move the air to clean the air. And by the way, the reason I put one on the bottom here is to show you that, when you're walking around on the floor, on the carpet, you're kicking dust up. Things, and everything, you want to be able to pull everything that's coming up from the floor and coming from everywhere else as well.
This is amazing. Tom, what your product does is it makes so many of the other air cleaners in the industry look like toys.
Right.
I mean, this is serious technology. I don't have to buy a filter.
Right.
I've got the permanent Truman cell.
Right.
Okay, you know me. We've been friends for a long time. I'm the biggest cheapskate you know. What is this going to cost me to run and operate electricity-wise?
Well, that's a great question.
Because I want to run it 24 hours a day.
And you should run it 24 hours a day, and it's why you can move it around room to room. But by the way, the offer that QVC has is so remarkable. You can put one in the bedroom, one in the living room, one in the kids' room. You can really afford to do that. But to your question, it's less electricity than a like 60-watt light bulb. So you let it run 24/7. And by the way, on the high, it can give you a little bit of that white noise, but this is running on high and you hardly hear it.
Well, we actually have several of them going. You really don't hear it.
You don't, and on the silent, which is the low setting, you don't even hear it at all.
Again, it comes down to, it may not be I said maybe not the most romantic gift, and Tom's going, what do you mean?
It's romantic.
We're talking about your family's well-being.
You know, one real quick, I want to just make one suggestion to people.
Sure.
The Oreck challenge is this. On air purifier, we have an Oreck challenge on many things, but the Oreck air purifier challenge is this. Try it in your home for 30 days. Turn it on in a room you think the air is clean. And then after 30 days, just rinse out the Truman cell and see all of the things that you've taken out of the air that you otherwise would have been breathing in. And if you aren't impressed, if you aren't surprised, if it isn't amazing, back it comes, no questions asked.
Tom, thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Great to be with you.
I'm a firm believer. Our price, again, is $150 less than the manufacturer's suggested retail price. Our shipping and handling has been reduced. You cannot go wrong with this piece of equipment. Be well. Happy Thanksgiving to you, buddy.
You too. Thanks. Great seeing you, Dan.
I feel like I learned a lot.